Good evening. Shall we start now? Are you ready
Yes.
to start? Yeah,
So,
yeah. Can you see my presentation, Academic Rationalism Curriculum Theory?
yes, sir.
Yeah, this area last week we could not finish. It won't take much time, these curriculum theories. We got the basic ideas we got last week. Today, we can spend 30 minutes or 45 minutes to study curriculum theories, some selected theories. I am not going to teach all the theories, only the key, very important theories are selected and included to lecture. After that, we can start curriculum models today. Then later we can decide what are the topics important to you. Finally, we can come to the present curriculum the government is going to introduce from 2026, and important thing, another area, important area is in curriculum learning, that is 21st century curriculum. There's global ideas on curriculum that is relevant to this new generation. Okay, today we'll see this curriculum theory, academic rationalism, curriculum theory 1. Academic rationalism curriculum theory is the most traditional one. After that, we can see, but anyhow, we can't forget the traditional theories. That is also important. Those theories, that theory, especially the rationalism curriculum theory, gives some idea to develop past curriculum for the present society. The most traditional and emphasize student commitment to Western cultural elements. You know the history of Sri Lankan education. Once Sri Lanka was a colonial country occupied by Western countries. Three countries occupied. Finally, we British people, they ruled us. They gave some ideas. They wanted to uh, introduce their religion and culture to Sri Lanka. Therefore, they introduced first this rationalism to Sri Lanka, not only to Sri Lanka, even other countries occupied by them, India, Burma, in Asian countries, some African countries also. We can see Western cultural elements in our curriculum. Some of the subject that we selected, English as a second language. There are so many areas still we can find what these Western rulers they introduced in Sri Lanka. It is important for the student to have access to great ideas and object. We can't neglect. It can be Western cultural elements that that theory emphasize this Western cultural be the syllabus or curriculum uh, built up based on Western culture. We can't neglect everything, but in 1972, as I said, we wanted to have a curriculum to satisfy the national needs, national curriculum. But later, after 1977, UNB government, they wanted to open the academic to the world. Their political policy favored to Western countries. Therefore, again, we adapted to that culture, Western culture. Uh, Academic rationalism is a curriculum theory that prioritizes traditional academic subject. Some subject we can give for a long time. We have been teaching the children literature, 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 geography, history, philosophy. Example, those I can see those countries subject example for the traditional curriculum introduced by the traditional curriculum, and intellectual reasoning to transmit cultural heritage and develop students' ability to think critically. They wanted to transmit uh, present culture to the next generation. In the curriculum, uh, curriculum, they wanted to give more uh, place to some selected subject like history, religion. Even now, there is an argument in Sri Lanka. The new curriculum, they made history as an elective subject, but some people they wanted to make it as compulsory subject. In 1977, we introduced, instead of history, we introduced the integrated curriculum, social science, social study. The subject they named mixing, integrating some subject, geography, history, civics, mixing the content of those subject. Our traditional curriculum designer, theorist, they again they wanted to make separate those subject. Now, there is another history. First, they wanted to give a name to that subject in 1970s, by 1970s, or middle of 1970s. The name of that subject identified as social studies. Then they wanted to make then history also inside that subject. But what happened in the school system, the allocation made by the curriculum developer, the school teachers, they avoid history part. Therefore, they wanted to make the name of the subject social studies and history. Samajya Ityasya. Then some people, they wanted to again change the name history and social studies. Ityaseha Samajya Adhyapane. Then what happened later, still they were not satisfied with that. They wanted to separate the subject. Then again we introduced from grade 6 onward history co-subject. From 6 to 9 they separated other part. No more social studies. Geography, citizenship education. Instead of civics, they name citizenship education. Then they made history as one of the core subjects. That is traditional. We are not, according to this traditional theory, rationalism, some areas should be compulsory. Whatever changes taking place in the world, global nutrients in education, they are not ready to give up some subject, whether it is relevant to the present society or not. That subject should be included. It should be made as compulsory subject. Curriculum theory, that priorities transitional academic subject, traditional academic subject. They say the knowledge, history, knowledge on history, compulsory because of cultural heritage or some other reason. Okay. It is based on classical liberal arts and believe the most valuable knowledge is what has withstood the test of time, focusing on the canon of enduring ideas to foster independent rational thinkers. Yeah, we can say another term, social demand approach. They have to decide what their jobs should be. We don't prepare the children to a particular job. Independent thinkers, rational thinkers, qualified people, knowledgeable people. That is the outcome they expected from not employable people. Employable people, the outcome, the present, now there is a modern trend, employable citizen. But according to this classical, traditional thinkers, they did not they did not think about the economic benefits of our education, economic benefits of the curriculum. This theory sees the curriculum as a vehicle for cultural transmission. That is, they felt that is very, very important rather than this economic related benefits. Emphasizing or national development those are, they did not consider this theorist emphasizing mastery of subject matter and the development of the mind through logic and reason. The subject matter, subject knowledge, subject content, that is, according to this theory, that is the outcome they expected from this education. That is the brief of this traditional theory. I gave some basic ideas related to all the theory that today that we are going to discuss. Traditional theory, the main objective of the curriculum should be transmission of cultural. The Western people, Western ruler, they wanted to transmit the British culture, English culture into the society through their education. That's why in our country, the white collar jobs, they wanted to get white collar job working in the office, becoming officers in the departments, office work. Okay, now we are going to move to the second theory. Very briefly, I was told to teach these things briefly. We are not going to going to that this stage to deep learning. Technology curriculum theory, second one. Number two, I have numbered. Technology curriculum theory, on the other hand, focus on predetermined goals. The traditional curriculum theory did not say anything about the goals of the theory, goals of the education. But this technology curriculum theory says emphasize the predetermined goal should be there. Theories advocating the technological curriculum theory, on the other hand, consider predetermined and measurable goals important, not simply open goals, but measurable goals, because at the end of the implementation of this curriculum, whether they should measure through test, exam, evaluation process, whether the student they have achieved the goals, educational goals. According to advocates of the academic curriculum theory, students should learn the details of a discipline, of a subject, the previous theory. For this theory, it is important to ensure systematic planning and effective teaching. The second fact, this theory, technology curriculum theory, emphasize teacher preparation, lesson preparation. Teacher should go to the classroom with preparation, lesson plan. And not only that, the implementation of the plan, important part. Therefore, they should select effective teaching method. Can you get two main factors they emphasize? One is there should be goal and measurable goals, and teacher pre-planning to teach the subject. When the teacher prepare lesson plan, the measurable goals, specific goals should be one part. Based on the measurable goal, teacher should prepare the lesson plan, and the most suitable teaching method to teach the subject. Even we do it at present. When we go for teaching practice evaluation, the student, they should submit their lesson plan, activity plan. At that time, we see whether they have written objectives. Now, we don't follow that. Now, we after in 2000, in the 21st, beginning of 21st century, in Sri Lanka, the Institute of Objective, they suggested competency and competency level. Now, further addition to those things, teachers should write learning outcome. Now we don't talk about the objectives, but there are so many similarities between the measurable goals and learning outcome. Right. That's all very important two ideas this technology curriculum theory gives. That is, again, I can say objectives, learning objectives, curriculum objectives, teacher preparation, and selection of effective teaching method. Theory number 3, cognitive process theory. Cognitive process theory, on the other hand, argues that students' mental process should be improved through education. They find very important area this cognitive development, mental process. We should teach the children to think. Should be improved. Mental process should be improved. According to this theory, no rote learning, no memorizing fact. The students should be allowed, learners should be allowed to say using their own words, not repeating whatever, not reproducing the facts what teacher taught. According to the proponents of this theory, the focus should be on the how rather than what of the curriculum. Sometimes the students should be allowed to challenge some theories, some concept available in the present society. The students should be allowed to do experiments, to do surveys and collect information, and to do research studies. No need to accept all the facts which are in the books. Some of the area they can learn from the society, and it too the things whatever already written by authors or challenge their ideas. That is that process we need. Otherwise, there is no development in the society. Cognitive process theory. Cognitive theory in education focuses on the internal mental process of learning, such as how students perceive, think, remember, and solve problems rather than just on external behavior. At the beginning, some educationists, they defined education as behavioral change. What we expect from the education? Behavioral change. We measured behavioral change. Still, we measure the students' learning outcome through their behavior. But this cognitive theory says not only their external behavior, their abilities, not only the knowledge they get from the education, but also their creativity, their ability to solve problems, to take effective decisions, not only to remember the facts what we teach, but also to think, challenge, as I said, the previous slide, some of the concept can be challenged by the learner. It views the mind as an information processor and emphasize that learning involves organizing new information. If they learn theory, they should apply the theory in practice in the society, in their own life, and add some new knowledge to the content. New information, new knowledge, and integrating it with existing knowledge. New knowledge should be added. The knowledge that already we have through process like assimilation and accommodation. How we can do that? We can do some new study, research study through observation, through deep learning, we can create new knowledge. Experiments, new findings based on reliable evidence, data. Cognitive theory, they emphasize allow the children to think, allow the children to solve problems, try to allow them for self-learning, allow them for new studies, and add new knowledge to the knowledge available already. In practice, this approach helps educators design more effective teaching strategy. Therefore, the teachers working in the society, in the schools, they can't teach only the facts available in the books, textbooks. This theory does not accept that the teaching based on textbook. In Sri Lanka, government gives free books to the students. Teachers also they ask the children to read, and now and then they explain. No more any new ideas not added, no innovation, whatever available in the books, that is the education. By focusing on student motivation, metacognition, and creating a supportive learning environment. The scientist name I forgot what he said. I do not teach anything to my student, but only I create environment them to learn. According to this theory, the teacher's role is to create environment student them to learn. Student, uh, we should not teach everything that the children need. Self-learning, peer learning, searching for new knowledge, that situation should be created in the schools according to this theory. That is not my own idea. I am telling what this cognitive theory emphasizes. Right. That's all. Everything briefly I have mentioned. Number 4, self-actualization curriculum theory. The two other curriculum theories in Ince and Valentino already we studied. Classification are the self-actualization curriculum theory, which sees education as a process that ensures individual freedom. This curriculum theories in education focuses on developing the whole person. This theory uses Abraham Maslow's theory as a foundation to help students realize their full potential. It is a humanistic approach that prioritize the meeting basic needs. Curriculum should be developed to fulfill the basic needs of an individual. Psychological needs, safety, belonging, esteem. So student can focus on growth needs like creativity and self-fulfillment. Individual development. Student individual development. This theory can be a narrow one, but it focuses on individual development. Every individual should be developed in a society. Curricular strategies include student-centered activities. Every student, according to his own abilities, they can involve in learning activities. Values, clarification, and multicultural education. At the beginning we did not discuss anything about the traditional theory, cultural transmission, but here one development we can see, multicultural education. When the British ruler introduced their curriculum, particular student can learn only one religion. Buddhist children, they can learn Buddhism. Islamic children, they can learn Islam as a subject. Hindu children, they can learn Hinduism as their subject. Christian student, they can learn Christianity. There are two Roman Catholics and two divisions. They can learn. But now the present trend is something different. We should learn others' culture, religion, etc. That is the new trend in education, multicultural, because everywhere we can see plural society. Education to post autonomy, self expression, and personal meaning. Every individual has freedom to demonstrate their ability to look after themselves through education. Individual development is focused. Humanistic approach. This theory provides some short up ideas to build up good life, individual life. Later you can compare. Here, further I can give some more ideas. As I said, growth of whole person. Curriculum aims for the growth of the whole person, not just academic achievement. Here, the previous cognitive, they focused on academic achievement, but here, not just academic achievement, this includes emotional, social, and psychological development. That is also important. They feel emotional, social, and psychological development, because they feel psychological development is also important for individual. Personal growth and creativity. You can see everywhere that term, personal growth. They emphasize that, and creativity. The curriculum encourages creativity, personal growth, and self exploration to help students discover their potential and achieve personal fulfillment. As I said, the personal term used in various situation. Student agency and empowerment, another part. Students are given opportunities for autonomy, choice. They can select in what area they should learn. Arts, or science, or maths, or commerce, or the area the student can, they have autonomy to select it. And flexibility in their learning, to take ownership of their education. That is new improvement. They have to decide according to their interest, their ability, the stream in higher education, We can't force the children to select this, but that chance should be given to them. It should be, education should be flexible more in their learning to take ownership of their education. Now we can see that trend even in new reform. The present curriculum says in GC O-level examination, students should sit for the examination 6 core subject, and they had introduced, even it is available even now, 3 group subject. At least one should select from one group, totally 3. Sorry, from 3 group subject, 3 subject, then total 6 plus 3, 9. But the new education reforms, 5 core subject, and there are no basket or group now. They have removed that in the new curriculum. Later we will study clearly. Elective subject list. They have given elective subject list. 3 subject they can select. Or 2 subject maybe. They can select from the elective subject. 5 to 7 subject they are going to see. The children, they are going to sit for O-level in future only 7 subject, not 9. Motivation. A student-centered environment where teachers are motivated and the students see the purposes of their learning fosters. Their learning fosters greater participation and responsibility. The teacher's role, not only preparing the lesson and selecting effective teaching method and use it in their classroom, as the earlier theories emphasize that, but here their teacher's role is motivating the children. New ideas, some ideas we can learn here in this theory, self-evaluation theory. Yes, you can understand easily. Yeah. Again, humanist curriculum theory, that is, even though the word they had used in another theory, but it is separate one. Humanist curriculum theory. According to the humanist curriculum theory, it is important to provide students with fundamentally useful experiences. Now you can see new terms. Experience. Curriculum says the children should be given opportunity to develop their own experience. Humanist curriculum theory is a student-centered approach, not teacher-centered approach. What you are learning is not important. How you are learning is more important than that. That prioritize personal growth, as the earlier theory also say that personal growth, self-discovery. The student can do experiment, research, and find new ideas. Yeah. And the holistic development of the individual. Yeah. Now they have added new term. Total development of students. Holistic development of student. They focus on cognitive, emotional, and social needs, social skills. Instead of a teacher-led model, it promotes self-directed learning. In Japan, some other countries, in the higher education, whenever they register in a university to do a degree, if the degree program period is 3 years, 4 years, these students should submit what is my program. What are the days that I can come to the campus and collect modules, materials? Because most of the students in higher education, they do their higher education degree program while they are working in different institution. In Japan, they value their job without making any disturbance to their normal work. They do their higher education. Therefore, they should submit what are the day I can attend to the class. What are the days I can come to the campus to collect materials. Without physical session, they can appeal, say the faculty is very learning. Physically, I can't present these days to the classes according to your program, but I take this responsibility to collect the content and learn. Physical presentation present is not important according to that. Flexible. They involved in self-directed learning, where educators acts as facilitators. Teachers are facilitators. The teacher's role is changed according to this curriculum theory. Students feel valued, empowered. They use the Australian education system. Their main objective is empowering the children. They always, their mind is developed to win the match. That's why in the World Cup, the cricket match, we can see their domination. Through their education, what is the message they give to the children? Win, win, win the world. They are empowered. These days, this women World Cricket series is going on. I think they dominate. And motivated to learn instinctively. The children are motivated. Key aspects include fostering critical thinking, autonomy, and a positive self-concept grounded in the belief that individuals have an innate drive toward self-actualization. The earlier theory also says something about that, but they are something different from the previous theory. Humanist curriculum theory. This is number 5. Theory number 5. Yeah. Some more ideas I can say about this theory. Finally, we studied learner centered. whatever now, this is very popular uh, terms. The present education system is student-centered, learner-centered. They feel learner-centered is more effective than teacher-centered. Places the student at the center. Now there are new concept. Flip classroom, more teachers is student-centered. Addition to that, there is new one, student-led classroom. Classroom led by students. Learner, they do whatever thing that teacher did in the previous classroom. Student, they come with some facts, some content, and teach in the classroom. Students are already given the topic. They visit website, they meet people and collect some idea and bring them to the classroom and present in the classroom. The teacher's role is to regulate, reorganize the facts, whatever the student they bring. The student is the center of the learning experience, emphasizing their needs, their interest, and potential for growth. According to the research finding, each and every class we can find three type of students: slow learners, average learners, fast learner. According to their potential, the teachers can decide the area, the content that the student should complete. Teachers can use differentiated teaching method. Teachers should use more than one teaching method in a classroom according to their interest, student interest, needs, potential for growth. Again, here also this theory also emphasize holistic development. Recognize the interconnectedness of cognitive, emotional, social development, aiming the nurture the whole person. This theory adds some more ideas. They do not neglect cognitive development, emotional development too important, social development also should be important, and nurture the whole person, total development of a student. Intrinsic motivation believes that students are naturally motivated to learn and seeks to tap into that by making education personally meaningful and engaging. Learning is engaged. The student, the teacher should create an environment. The students voluntarily should come forward to involve in education, learning process. Again, even the previous theory also says teacher's role as a facilitator. This theory also repeat that. This theory also repeats that facilitative role of teachers. Teachers act as guide or facilitators, supporting students in their learning journey rather than being authoritarian figures. Teacher is a guide, helper, facilitator. This theory also again emphasizes on self-acquisition, aims to help students achieve their full potential and become self-actualized individuals. These theory, we can see some overlappings, but some new things are added. In future, you can do homework, you can prepare a table. In one side, you can write the name of the theories. In other column, you can see the characteristic, what they emphasize. Then you can learn clearly. Yeah, we have, I think, one of maybe this one is the no, 7, only 2 theories more. Number 6, social reconstructionist theory. In the previous theories, they focused individual development. The education should contribute for the individual development. But here we can see a change, a new ideas. Social reconstructors, on the other hand, focuses on improving social values, because we are social animals. We can't live without a society. Society, culture, very, very important part in human life. We need law. Other animals, they can live without a legal environment. But people, they can't live if there is no legal environment. What Aristotle said, his philosophy is, Aristotle mentioned, I like to live under a set up accepted law, but not under a good man. According, that is politician too. Political theories also, he gave us not only that area, even educational philosophy, scientist, multi-talented philosopher. Therefore, we need society, law implement, making institution. We need institution to implement the law. We need courts. Therefore, this new social reconstructionist theory says through education, we should not focus only on individual development, personal development, social development. Each and every person is got education or living in the society should contribute for the social reconstruction. Education should be given to the individual to reconstruct society, to protect the society, contribute to develop the society. Social reconstructive curriculum theories view education as a tool for social change, social development, not individual development, not only for individual to fulfill the individual needs. Social change curriculum should operate for social change, aiming to empower students to become active agents in the society. Social skills should be imparted through education according to this theory in creating a more just and equitable society. Otherwise, there will be a lot of unsolved social evils in the country. We'll take our country's present situation. What are the social evils? Very, very popular social evils. Poverty. Large number of people in this country under poverty level, below poverty level. Today the president start new program to addict this drug addicted society, including school children. Large number of people in Sri Lanka addicted to drugs. Crimes, road accidents, very important, very, very crucial problem in Sri Lanka. Our education, still free education, a big amount of money invested in education. The literacy rate, more than 99%, only second to Japan in South Asia. But the problem that we find in our society, very, very dangerous. That's why the president, the nice speech made by a president I had, to protect in order to protect the new generation, youths, the country, society, the education also should contribute. But we followed in our education system, individual development. ඔයා දරුවා ඉගෙන ගත්තා නම් ඔයාට හොඳයි. If you learn That's good for you. Get 9 A's, get 3 A's, then find a job. If you can, you can go to abroad. That is the advice we give to the students. ඔයා ඉගෙන ගත්තනම් ඔයාට හොඳයි. நீ படிச்சா உனக்கு எல்லாம் அரசாங்க ஜாப் ஒன்று கிடைக்கும், நல்ல சம்பளத்தோட கிடைக்கும். ஓ, வேலை கொண்டு கிடைக்கும். Then personal development. But we do not see complete your education, serve the society, serve the country, contribute for the national development of this country. Those terms are not familiar to us. I do not see those terms used in the schools. Whenever we advise the students, we do not use any student to be a partner contributor of the national development. Teachers always advise the children, guide the students to personal development. We do not allocate time. The students personality development, leadership development. What we do in our education, we always organize competition. Tamil Day competition, English Day competition, Sinhala Day competition, Maths competition, Science competition, environmental competition. There is a big list. And we create selfish come to teach or empower competition, always competition. But this Finland, but they do not compare. They do not give Pandiye Palaviniya, Pandiye Deviniya, Pandiye Tungviniya, first rank, second rank, third rank, no exam, no comparison. What they do? What is the slogans? In Australia, empowering the students. They are collaboration and cooperation. No competition. That is the basic ideas of Finland education, Finland curriculum. No written exam up to grade 9. No comparison. No competition. No conflict. But in our education system, the way that we implement curriculum for personal development, individual development. Therefore, we have to rethink about our curriculum. I gave example not to condemn our country, but to understand this theory that I teach you. This approach emphasizes critically examining social inequalities and challenges, using the curriculum to confront real world issues and develop students' critical thinking and problem solving skills to foster a better future. What is our children, our students are partners of the problem, not partners of the solution, because we do not have any learning activities to develop problem solving skills of the students. We do not have any program to develop the students' critical thinking abilities. That's why we depend, for many things, we depend on other countries. Key proponents like George S. Counts advocated for school to actively address social problem rather than remaining neutral. Last week, one of you asked about extracurricular activities, co-curricular activities. Thank you for asking that question. I expect that type of question. I can give one example for extracurricular activities. Clean Sri Lanka program is implemented in schools. If students are taking part in the Clean Sri Lanka program introduced by the government, that can be one example for extracurricular activities. We need a society, we need schools, attractive, beautiful, clean, dust-free environment for future generation. Attractive A, beautiful B, clean C, dust-free D, environment for future generation. Key term future FG. That our school should implement programs, not only teach subject content, but to make positive mindset to keep their environment, area, or school like that. Attractive, beautiful, clean, dust-free environment. I am living in Colombo. Lot of rich people are living here. Rich, financially rich. Many doctors. But the morning I walk, I can see lot of things thrown here and there. Plastic items, yogurt cups, no ideas to keep the environment clean. Okay, that is weakness of the curriculum, because the curriculum that we still follow the traditional one. Although put in different categories by different theories, it will be seen that the different curriculum theories express the same ideas in terms of meaning and content when explained in details, but we can see some differences, some similarities. Anyhow, we need knowledge on all the or most of the curriculum theories. That is very important part to this field. We have to continually involve, revise the curriculum and implement it. We can't have a curriculum for 2 decades. Every 8 years, curriculum should be changed. It can be total change, but this emphasize total change, not here and there. Right. Finally, we are going to see another theory, that is the last theory that we are going to study here, constructive curriculum theory. That theory also gives very, very important message to us. Constructive curriculum theory, the curriculum start with what student already know. That is a new point. Whenever they come to school to start their formal education, they come with many things. But we feel they are grade 1 students, still they do not start their formal education, therefore it is empty. That is wrong assumption according to this theory. Students build their own knowledge themselves. That ability they have. Without a teacher, they can study many things, not all. And this knowledge used in meaningful activities. The student, they independently they can involve in meaningful activities. Students are not passive listeners but active participants. Students should be active participants, not passive listeners. Even this online today, this morning, I went to train newly recruited SLES officers. They are not going to sit for any examination, end up their 2 months training program, but anyhow they have to write assignments. What I did was, the adults, some of them are above 50 years, 50, they have, some of them, they have only few years to retire. Case studies method. I prepared some case study in education management, education leadership, and throughout the from 8:30 to 12:15, except the tea break, lot of discussion. But this theory says a classroom should be a place where knowledge is produced. Classroom should be a place where knowledge is produced. Students should not be passive listener but to active participant in the classroom. Constructive curriculum theory is an educational approach based on the idea that learners actively construct their own knowledge. And meaning through experiences and social integration rather than passively receiving information. As an home science teacher, home science or home economic teacher, if we teach how to prepare a cake, practically you can do in the classroom, in your home science lab, but not only that sufficient. The modern society, even at home, mothers, they prepare cake. Then you can give assignment not to repeat what you taught them, but to bring how is a mother prepare cake at home. Not only cake, even like some other items they cook at home. Then you can make arrangement to visit a place where cakes are prepared for business purpose in the society. Then you can download a video clip in other countries, popular countries. How do they prepare cakes? But what we teach, whatever in the home economics book or guidebooks, we teach only that. We say no need to learn from others. But according to this constructivity theory, not only the classroom is a place where to learn, even their home environment, society, even they can get international global knowledge to learn new things. We should not limit only to the textbook their knowledge. They should be given freedom to collect more and more information related to the topic, whatever that you teach in the classroom. Give more freedom. No, do not limit their knowledge to your knowledge. Even we can, this constructivism theory, the teacher can learn from the student.
Excuse me, sir.
We can't, yes, you can ask question. Elika?
Actually, yeah,
Yeah,
Elika. Actually, I live in UAE.
yeah,
So here in my classroom also role play area, and
uh,
there are some corners. That
yes.
mean they can prepare something, and
Uh,
yeah, like that also we are doing here.
good. That's the things that this theory emphasize. Yeah, good. That type of education we need. Otherwise, we don't create creative, innovative student through education. What we expect. Other
Yes,
countries, if you take, you are a good teacher. Thank you for your information and comments. That type of school, that type of class we need, rather than preparing only to the exam, to face exam successfully. We should prepare our student face the society. We should prepare the students for a good life. Otherwise, without education support, we can't develop the human capital. We should produce human capital through our education. Otherwise, we can't develop our country. We will remain always developing country. That fixed name to us. Okay, very nice. Continue with that process.
thank
I appreciate your effort. uh, Social interaction, rather than, yeah, whenever they visit many places, observe how cakes or other items prepared. At that time, the social interaction, communication skill we can develop. This theory views students as active participants. As I said, students should be active participants who build on their prior knowledge. Sometimes We can teach the same example I can give. How to prepare cake, we can teach in the classroom or home economics unit. But some student already they have more knowledge about that because of their home environment. That knowledge also we can't neglect that. This theory emphasize prior knowledge and beliefs to make sense of new information, with teacher acting as facilitator who guide the student through discovery-based learning. These constructive curriculum theories, in other words, indirectly motivates, encourage modern teaching methods also. Curriculum theories are finally conclusion. I am going to conclude this area. Curriculum theories are frameworks that examine and guide the decision about what is taught or what should be taught, how it is taught, the teaching method, and how learning is measured, evaluation, test in education. What is taught, how is taught, how learning is measured in education. The theory covers, emphasize these mainly those three areas. Key areas of study include curriculum planning, development, implementation, and evaluation, with theories drawing from educational philosophy, educational, philosophical, psychological, social perspective. Whenever we develop a curriculum, we should get ideas, or we should, otherwise we should not forget philosophical background, philosophical ideas, psychological aspects. We can't forget society. That is an important platform for our life. Sociological perspectives. Three areas. We should consider those three areas when we develop a curriculum. Prominent figures like Ralph Taylor contributed with models, is the pioneer to create curriculum models, such as the four-step rationale for curriculum development, while contemporary theory increasingly focus on critical analysis of socio-political context and issues like race, gender, and class differences also should be considered uh, when we prepare curriculum, a new curriculum. Yes. Finally, functions of curriculum theories. One service that we get from curriculum theories, curriculum designer, they get ideas, what curriculum theories they guide for curriculum development. The theories make curriculum development process easy. Theories provide a foundation for planning and implementing curricula, which includes defining objectives, selecting content, and choosing learning experience. Whenever we select subject content, we can't forget sociological perspective. Whenever we select the subject or area, we should see the child development stages. Whenever we select content, we should consider the age, primary children, their age, and we should decide what is the amount of content, knowledge should be given to them. Junior secondary, senior secondary, according to their capacity, we should select the subject content. Psychology, psychologists, they give idea for that. Whenever we decide objectives, curriculum objectives, education goals, philosophy gives idea to the curriculum developer how you should decide the objective of learning objectives, curriculum objectives, how to write. Examination, what should be taught, how that subject should be taught. They help determine what knowledge is considered valuable and how learning will be evaluated. Testing with close ideas to pedagogy. The modern trend is new trend in education, this standardized examination. Popular examination we have in Sri Lanka outdated. Now other countries, they are using different alternative examination. This paper pencil, it is identified, this standardized examination is identified as paper pencil exam. That exam method is outdated according to the new trend in education. Therefore, we have to find little by little, step by step, regularly, we have to introduce, gradually, we have to introduce new testing methods. Providing a critical lens, modern curriculum theory encourages a critical analysis. The 21st century that we should develop based on according to this global trend, international communities recommendation. The knowledge component comes to second, skills component goes to the top in education. What they emphasize? Learning skills, literacy skills, life skills. The modern curriculum for 21st century should impart this 21st century skills. They forecast, then only we can successfully, the new generation can successfully face the challenges of this new world, current world. We are very late. Other countries, they already started implementing new curriculum, 21st century curriculum. Finally, we will study what we mean by 21st century curriculum, 21st century classroom, 21st century teachers, qualities of 21st century teachers, qualities of the characteristic of 21st century schools. It will be most probably the final lecture. Later we can study that. Modern curriculum theory encourages a critical analysis of educational process, including examining test the influence, the other side, influence of political, economic, and social factors. Because the process of education now it goes with the intervention of the government. Government plays a major role in managing education. But we have more than 10,000 curriculum, government schools, 4 million students are studying there. It is a big industry. We have private schools, semi-government schools, supervised by the Ministry of Education, then international schools. They have more freedom. They are not working under the Ministry of Education. They are not registered there. They follow different curriculum. They have given freedom, but children studying at that schools, they can sit for government GCO level examination. Okay, that is political and economic, the ability, the economic factors also determine the education of a country, education of an individual. Thank you. That's all. We have only 20 minutes more. Even we can use that 20 minutes before starting the models, curriculum models. If you have any question, you can ask whatever the things that we learn on curriculum theories. Yes. Can you see the slide? Curriculum models?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. If you don't have any question, we can use another 15 minutes to start curriculum models. I'm sure that we can't complete all the content of this slide. Anyhow, we can start. At least we can study one model.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, there are many models, but considering the time allocation for your lectures, I have selected few. Those are very important. Theory. Oh, sorry, models. Introduction to curriculum models. Curriculum model is a conceptual framework or blueprint that guides the design, development, and implementation of curriculum. Here, you can see the steps. Curriculum theories, no, earlier, philosophy, social science, social theory, psychological theory helps. Those theory help guide to create curriculum theories. From curriculum theories, using curriculum theories, curriculum models are developed. That is third steps. Using curriculum models, we can decide, a country can design or develop or plan their curriculum. That is fourth stage. First stage, analyzing philosophical, social, psychology theories. Second steps, curriculum theories. Third steps, curriculum model. Fourth stage, a country's curriculum development or design. Can you get that point? What is the first basic stage? Basic level, Elika? What are the three theories? Three set of theories or philosophy? Philosophy, social theories, psychology theories. Understood?
Yes,
Based on those three component or areas, curriculum theorists, they have developed curriculum, their theories. Then based on these theories, using curriculum theories, model developers, they have developed. What now we can do? The present educationist or curriculum developer, now they can use curriculum models. It provides a structure for decision making regarding educational priorities, content, instructional method, and evaluation. Basically, in any curriculum development, we can see 4 areas, 4 or 5 areas sometimes. Objectives, content, instructional method, teaching method, in other words, and evaluation or testing or assessment. Ensuring consistency and alignment across a program or study. Therefore, it won't be a bit difficult one to understand the present curriculum in any country.
The
Yes,
home connection also should be there, right?
my phone connection.
Home connection. That's mean at home also they will. That's mean homework. Like homework, we
Yes.
can right.
Yeah. According to this new I concept, there are the student consent. There are different platforms to learn, not only the classroom. What is the culture that we have? Our present society, they assume that classroom classes, the only their base or platforms to get knowledge, to gather knowledge. Why our parents, what they do? Go to class, tuition class, extra class, additional classes, weekend classes, individual classes, group classes. That is the culture we have in Sri Lanka. Parents, they arrange, they send to the schools. After school, they send their students to tuition classes. Then they organize group classes, individual classes. We believe uh, only the classroom that where the children get the knowledge. I'm coming to you. It is not. Sometimes it is not correct answer what you expected, but later I can come to your question. Uh, we should allow the children use their family, use their parents, use their environment, use internet, whatever resources available to gather knowledge. We should not, according to the new educationist view, students should not be allowed to defend or to gather all the knowledge from teacher and from the tuition teacher. That is one. Then you are asking about the homework. There is a different argument. Teachers, our school culture, they say giving homework is a very, very important compulsory thing. But some countries, especially to the primary student, they do not appreciate, encourage giving homework to the children. In Finland, after each and every period, students are given 20 minutes break. But now there's new reforms. They are going to give 2 intervals, uh, increasing by 30 minutes. But in Finland system, uh, the students are given a relax, no pressure, pressure free schools. But in Sri Lanka culture, first period over, immediately the second period starts, then third periods. But why they emphasize not to give homework? Here there are two problems. One is most of the homework done by the parents, not by the students. Then well-educated parents, parent, they can do homework well. Even some trend is there, even they can buy the boutiques, the bookshop, some assignments, and even this A-level student, not only the primary students, A-level student, they had individual project, group project. After completing the project, they should submit a report to the school. But what already prepared uh, project reports available in the shop, I was told. The student, they go to the bookshop and get a project and submit to the school. That type of thing happening in Sri Lanka. Therefore, we some educationists, they do not encourage uh, homework. Another thing, especially the I can remember some schools, they during the vacation period, they give come with 250 opposition words. Primary students are given. The homework should not be a burden to the students. We can give because of that problem. Some countries, they do not encourage their teachers for homework. Homework can be good, but it should be properly organized. It should not be a pressure burden to the children. Okay, you asked about the homework, no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. That is anyhow a little old, outdated method. But the students, the homework given by the teacher should be motivation to involve in education. Without the parents' involvement, the students independently, they should involve that activity and submit, it is useful. Otherwise, it is done by the parents, 100% parents contribution, and if it is brought to the school next day, that is not useful. If they buy in the bookshop and submit as their own work, that is not, that is also bad. Do you accept that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
In
Uh,
my classroom, we have actually after every lesson so rubrics. That means
uh-huh,
yeah, self assessment also they will do. After that, we are writing next step. Like
uh-huh.
what did
Yeah,
you learn from this? Like next step also we are writing. Then they will answer. Then we
uh-huh.
that we are doing.
Good, good, good. That new, innovative things should be introduced in the schools. Teachers, every teachers, they have their own idea. The teachers also, the creative teachers are there as you, like you. Therefore, we can't follow the traditional method continually. We should introduce, we should create, we should motivate. The students' involvement is very important element in learning a subject. Good, good, very nice teachers here. Yeah, now we can come here. Models can be broadly categorized as product model, which focus on measurable end results, and process models. These models are categorized into two key types. One is product model, other one is process model, which emphasize the journey of learning. The second one focuses on the process, journey of learning. But the first one, product models, I have mentioned, it always try to measure the outcome of the education program. Yeah. Key components of a curriculum models: focus, what curriculum is designed to achieve. That is, in other words, we can say curriculum objectives. Approach, the philosophy and methodology behind the teaching and learning process. That is, learning experience, teaching method, teaching strategies. We can use different names. Content, the subject matter and learning experience. Process, the sequence of steps to follow during curriculum development and implementation. That is also one part should be considered when we prepare a model. Structure, how the curriculum is organized and delivered. Subject, even in one subject, grade 1, what are the area, the order of the chapters in the textbooks, also important factor. Right. Now we have no much time to start and finish Tyler's model. Next week we can continue with that. Today a good discussion went on. You asked a few questions. You asked my opinion about homework, giving homework to the children. Anyhow, I appreciate your intervention during my lecture time, asking question. The discussion we need. Little by little, we can develop a discussion. Being a passive listener, that is good. If we talk, discuss, argue even, that is better. Then only we can learn, we can think. You are adults, you have good experience. Your experience, you are in the field, you are in the classroom, you are working with the students, you are playing very important role in the sector. Therefore, your ideas, your knowledge, your experience, very useful. Whatever you say, other students, peer learning, there is a new concept. Peer learning, very, very important. Not from the top to bottom approach, peer approach. I can't teach everything that you need. You can't learn everything from me, from a teacher. Therefore, this peer learning you can have, you can have WhatsApp group, you can share your experience, whatever the related this knowledge you get, you can share with your friends. Okay. Good night for your participation. Good. Thank you very much. Good night. Yes, yes. Any question?
So can you share today's PPT?
Yes, really, really. Yeah. these curriculum models, I can share the curriculum theory area. It is in the PowerPoint presentation that I shared last week. This is curriculum models. Huh? Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you, sir.